Hi guys, it's Jessie here. We all know that brands are often translated phonetically worldwide, and you can tell which brand it is from the sound of it, like Dior, Diao, pretty much the same, but not Japanese brands in Chinese. For example, Toyota in Chinese is Fengtian. Completely different, right? That's because almost half of Japanese characters are of Chinese origin, but they're pronounced differently in Japanese and Chinese. Most of them share the same meanings, which is really convenient for us to learn each other's languages and culture. I visited Japan in 2018 without knowing any Japanese at all. I had no problem reading all the road signs and menus and everything, but not speaking. It's interesting, you know, me and the Japanese friends are looking at the same characters and we both know what that means, but still couldn't understand a thing coming from each other's mouth. So today, let's see how some of the famous Japanese brands are translated differently in Chinese, more specifically Mandarin. Before we get started, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Rosetta Stone, a language learning platform which lets you learn through the most immersive way. You can find the lessons that fit you the best and then choose your goal. There are lessons of different topics and everything is planned out for you. Core lesson, pronunciation, writing, grammar, vocabulary, listening, and the main format is very simple. You learn through flashcards with no English translations, purely immersion, just like how we learned our mother tongue as a child. There are also live lessons, stories, audio from native speakers, all to help you dive into the language, especially for speaking.
你好，
你好，
男人，
男人，
一家邮局，
一家邮局。You can get a free trial first. If you like it, come back to the link in the description box below. You can get the $299 lifetime subscription for only $179. That's $120 saved. The offer is not gonna last forever though, so don't forget to try it after watching this video. Now let's get started. Okay, the first one, Honda, 本田. 本田. The founder's name is Soichiro Honda, so Honda is his last name. But in Chinese, we say the last name first. So Soichiro Honda in Chinese is 本田宗一郎. Honda, 本田. Next, the famous car brand Toyota, 丰田. 丰田. The founder's name is Keiichiro Toyoda, 丰田喜一郎, but he changed the D into T in the brand because his name in Japanese katakana has 10 strokes, and 10 in both Japanese kanji and Chinese hanzi looks like a crossroad. So he didn't want that for his brand. Now, after he changed that, it has 8 strokes. 8 is a lucky number in both Japanese and Chinese culture. Next, another car brand, Nissan, 日产 literally means made in Japan. I'm not an expert in cars, you know. I remember the first time I saw a Nissan car on the street. I asked my friend, what's that car brand? He was like, made in Japan. I was like, okay, what's the brand's name? He was like, made in Japan is the car brand's name. Okay, that's confusing, but also convenient, I guess. And I'm pretty sure it means the same thing in Japanese as well. Japanese and Chinese have a lot in common, so if you are learning one of them or if you already speak one of them, learning the other is going to be a lot easier for you. Next, Mitsubishi, 三菱. 三菱. It means 3 diamonds in both Japanese and Chinese. And that's exactly how its logo looks like, right? So makes perfect sense to me. Next, Suzuki, 铃木. 铃木. Again, the founder's name is Michio Suzuki. 铃木道雄 is his last name. Suzuki, 铃木. Next, Panasonic, 松下. 松下. The founder's name is Konosuke Matsushita. 松下幸之助. So the brand's Chinese name is actually the same as the founder's last name, but Panasonic or Panasonic doesn't have anything to do with the founder's name. How did that happen? So the company was founded in 1918 as Matsushita Electric Manufacturing Works, but in May 2003, the company announced that Panasonic would become its global brand. So its Chinese name was supposed to change as well. But here's the funny story. I read it somewhere, I don't guarantee it's true though. It says that they were gonna transliterate the new name into Chinese, but then they found that it sounds like a guy who is afraid of Sunny, and they were furious and decided to keep the old name, 松下. Next, Nintendo, 任天堂. 任天堂. This time it's not the last name of the founder. What does it mean? Well, the great-grandson of the founder actually admitted that even he does not know the true meaning of it, saying that to leave one's luck to heaven was a plausible explanation. Well, I don't know about that, but I've always thought it means a paradise where you can do anything. Because in Chinese, 任 could mean 任意, at will. 天堂 means paradise, so 任天堂, a paradise where you can do anything. Such a cool name. But it's not the Chinese brand and I'm not the founder, so maybe it means something completely different. Who knows? Just a thought. Next, a fashion brand, Onitsuka Taiga. 鬼冢虎. It's a bit tricky to pronounce. All three of them are the third tones. The first two becomes the second tone. 鬼冢虎. 鬼冢虎. The first two characters come from the founder Kihachiro Onitsuka's last name, and the tiger in both Japanese and Chinese are written as this, and we pronounce that as 虎. Onitsuka Taiga, 鬼冢虎. 鬼冢虎. Next, a food brand, Ajisen Ramen, 味千拉面. 味千拉面. The name Ajisen 味千 means 1,000 flavors in both Japanese and Chinese. Same writing, same meaning, different pronunciation. Next, also a food brand, Yashinoya 吉野家. 吉野家. 吉 means luck, 野 means field, 家 means house. The founder of the company was from the former town of Yashino, so maybe that's where the name's from. Now, the following three fashion brands are all named after their founders. Yohji Yamamoto, 山本耀司. 山本耀司. Issey Miyake, 三宅一生. 三宅一生. Kenzo, 高田贤三. Kenzo is actually the founder's last name. The brand's Chinese name is the same as the founder's full name. Takada Kenzo, 高田贤三. Shiseido, 资生堂. 资生堂. These words were actually taken from the ancient Chinese divination book I Ching, meaning Tang, house of, 资生, where everything is born. The whole passage reads, praise the virtues of the earth, that is where anything and everything is born from. Okay, next one. Muji Lushi Ryohin. The logo says Muji, but as far as I know, if you say Muji to Japanese people, sometimes they don't know what you're talking about. They might say the full name of the brand or just the first part of the brand. It means no brand high quality goods. In Chinese, it's pronounced as 无印良品. 无印良品. Okay, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video or join me on Animal Crossing. Bye bye.